What's up, guys? This is Hadid7 RCT, and today I bring you Unfiltered number 2. For those of you who already know me and seen my channel and watch the streams and stuff like that, Unfiltered is basically a little series that I'm attempting to make. That's basically me talking about a certain topic, gaming topic, that has caught my attention or I feel very strongly about, and just go on and talk about it without any cuts, edits, or any fancy transitions. Just basically going out there and talking for a little while. Now, hopefully, and I ask for you to have a little patience with me, because of course, since this is going to be attempted to be made in one take, if I make any mistakes or if I start rambling, I'll try to keep myself in check and not bore you guys to death. That being said, I need to preface this video with saying a few things. Number one, if you're not a long time and passionate gamer, I don't think this video is gonna appeal to you guys. I don't expect you to believe that I am representing the masses or the mainstream when it comes to gaming and stuff. I'm just an average Joe who just happens to be gaming since basically its inception, because I am right around I think this month, by the end of this month, I'll be 47 years old. So yeah, I'm probably not the typical gamer inside of the gamer age bracket, so I don't think I don't believe I represent the vast majority. However, I do feel that I have enough experience when it comes to gaming and the industry as a whole, because basically I've been there and I actually lived most of the gaming and its growth and its comeback from the early Atari days. I've seen it all. And I've been there, and I've been supportive to everything that I love about gaming. Now, this week, that being said, something that caught my attention was this kind of activity regarding right shortly after E3 2017. Basically, the kind of like a fallback or kind of like people getting all worked up around third-party support or lack of the Nintendo Switch when it comes to third-party support. Now, there are a few people that I'm going to mention here, and I don't mean to mention them in a bad way, like to make them the center of the topic, because they're not, but I just want to take them as an example. Now, where am I getting at, and what is the point, and why is it that I call this third-partygate? Because let's be honest, guys. I mean, anybody who has been doing gaming for quite some time knows that, of course, you're gonna have sides. You're gonna have camps. Back in the day it was Nintendo, Sega, and NEC with TurboGrafx. Then later on Sony, Microsoft. There's gonna be a lot of competitions, a lot of fans, and of course with fans comes fanboys, and with fanboys come console wars, etc., etc. There's always gonna be people disagreeing on what they love and what they're passionate about. Now, that's not the point. The point is excuse me. The point is, at this point, after so many years, and in my case, which I tend to follow, I have my own preferences, right? But I always tend to be someone who tries to enjoy everything that gaming has to offer. I'm a PC gamer, which I love. I love to build PCs and stuff like that. I love tech. I mean, everything that comes out, from the newest processor and newest graphics card, I'm always there. I'm always trying to find out what's new and testing and having fun. But also, all the way back from Atari 2600 and on, I've played video games, and I've appreciated video games, and I've seen them grow from little insy bits of graphics and stick figures and stuff to what it has become today. That being said, I also in many ways feel kind of burned out because there is so much negativity nowadays. At least I don't know if it's a product of the newer generation of gamers that come to the fold, because I don't know, me as a long-standing gamer, long-time gamer, I tend to appreciate a little bit more what gaming has to offer because I've seen it grown to what it was to what it is today. So I tend not to jump the gun too much and go all crazy and whiny and complain about the stupidest shit, just like I see a lot of people nowadays who call themselves fans. Again, going back to the whole, console wars and people going back and forth and arguing, it's something that you're gonna have to deal with. I'm fed up. I try to look for news and stuff like that, and I see the comments in the comment sections and people going back and forth and calling this garbage and that thing. Your system is crap, this and that. It gets old really quick, and especially when you see that most of the time people who come with those arguments, it doesn't have any substance. There's no context to it. It's always something that's said from the cuff without anything to back it up. And those who do back it up, they usually try to be these armchair analysts that thinks that they know how to run a company better than the company, because of course they're passionate about their argument and they want to prove a point, and they end up looking like asshats in the end. I don't see myself as as such a big figure like most of these trolls and fanboys are, assuming that I have better knowledge of the company, who has been here long before me, and I think they'll still be around long before me after I'm gone. So I don't know any better than them. I mean, I might have an idea, I might know what I want, but I cannot say for sure that I have, the real truth behind what is going to work and what not. Case in point, Nintendo. Nintendo is a company that I've seen, and I'm not going to dive into that because that is not the topic, but I will say Nintendo has been a company that, yes, I favor Nintendo for many, many reasons. Primarily, and the most important ones, is because Nintendo is a company, a game maker. They make games. They do not pay people to get games done. They are a company that produces games. And that is what keeps me playing games. That is what makes me go and buy hardware, because I want to play these great games. Now, a lot of people lose focus over time of what actually got them into gaming in the first place, and they start feeling a little too passionate about hardware. Now, case in point, I bring up the people that I said that I was going to mention. In recent days, there was a kind of debate going back and forth between YouTubers who I follow. At least I used to follow one that I'm going to mention right now, which is Super Metal Dave. Super Metal Dave, even if you don't watch this, it's okay. I mean, I know you're growing, your channel is growing, and you're big time now, and I know that you have a lot of things going, and you probably feel a certain way, and I know that whatever I say is not going to change your mind. I'm not expecting you to change your mind anyways, but I have to say, before I go into this, that Super Metal Dave is somebody who I used to follow a lot in the NeoGAF forums. Back in the day, in the development of actually the Wii, and oh my God, if you wanna see some spiel being thrown in, and people going and jabbing left and right, and hearing a whole bunch of crap that's will probably make you depressed in no time, go to the forums and stay there for a while, hang out and check anything that has to do with development of a system, hardware, and boy, do they go at it. But I digress. That is not the point. The point is, Super Metal Dave is a person who I followed on YouTube because the guy, I felt, struck a chord with me because he also a fan of tech and very investigative and very, prone to try and find the information where it was nearly impossible to get. And that information was very interesting to me. He seemed to be very passionate about and be very vocal about being a fan of Nintendo, a fan of their products. Now, this all led up to the reveal of the NX, and of course, everybody is going crazy thinking, what is this going to be? This new system from Nintendo, and going with the past history with the Wii and Wii U, which haven't been, at least the Wii U, haven't been very great for Nintendo as a whole, because it put them into a position where they started getting fired upon for being outdated and so on and so forth. I'm not going to repeat all that because, just search the internet. You're going to find plenty of that. Now, the thing is that moving fast forward to the present, after the NX was revealed to be the Switch, Mr. Dave, or Mr. Metal Dave, he was in the camp of people who thought that the system was going to be a powerhouse of a system. It's going to be AMD chips and all that stuff. I even thought that. I was hoping for that. Actually, I was hoping for Nintendo to bring a super strong console to go head to head with PlayStation 4 and Xbox and all that stuff, but it didn't happen. What they did bring forward was a hybrid system. It ended up being with Nvidia, and the rest is history. It came out on March, and right now I have to say I'm a proud owner. Well, not proud. It's at the end of the day, it's a piece of plastic, but it's a gaming console. A console that's portable, and it's a console that's debatable. If you want to think whatever you want, it's portable or not, doesn't matter. I'm having fun with that thing. That thing is awesome, and I know there's going to be plenty of games that's going to keep me happy. Now, I take the example of Mr. Metal Dave because after that happened, I don't know, he fell into a certain stage of being disappointed, I guess. And this is what I'm trying to get at, and what really pisses me off. Mr. Metal Dave does not piss me off himself. It's just the tendency of some certain people doing what I feel that he's doing. He seemed to me to be very upset of the fact that it didn't end up being this powerful console. So instead of being positive about the system, he turned everything around, and now everything is about the negative aspects of it. Oh, it's not going to get third party. Oh, the system is weak. Oh, the system is going to fail, etc., etc. Now, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's fine. It's all well, I get it. You're upset, but at least, be a little bit more sincere about it, and try to, step back for a second and say, what's really aggravating me about the situation? Is it really Nintendo's fault? Is it really, am I going about the right way about this? Because if that's the case, my friend, just try to move on and go to the next console. Don't get so worked up, and don't try, and this is the point I'm trying to get at, don't try to speak for me or for many others who are having fun with the system, who believe that the system is going to succeed like it is succeeding, and try to take away from the fun that we're having. Just because you don't feel it's part of something that you really want to happen. Because I'm going to give you an example. And I know I'm starting to ramble away from the third party stuff, but I'll get to it. Just be a little patient. I'm going to give you an example, and many other gamers out there, of what I believe is a fan. a fan of something. I'm gonna take an example. Instead of gaming, let's talk about music. I'm into heavy metal and stuff like that, right? Let's take, for example, Metallica, right? Let's say I buy their second album, right? Which was Ride the Lightning. I buy Ride the Lightning and I start listening to that album. I'm like, damn, yeah. Back in the day, not now, back in the day, I buy it and I'm like, damn, these guys are freaking awesome, man. I love this music, reading it, and I become a fan. From that point on, I'm gonna want to hear more of their music because they appeal to me, right? I got hooked, so I buy the next album, Master of Puppet. Awesome. So much so, I'm really invested in Metallica. Now I'm a Metallica fan. I want to see their concerts. I want to see their videos, stuff like that. And I want to go back. Hey, these people, could they have something, that they made before I bought the first album? Yeah, let me buy it. And I go back to the classics. See? Now, there's going to be a point in time that not necessarily everything that they make I'm going to enjoy. Case in point with Metallica and myself, when the Load album came out, that wasn't my cup of tea. I wasn't expecting that. I was in a high after their last album before that, which I think was Injustice for All. No, Injustice for All, no. Metallica Black. And they came out with Load, and I was like, this is not for me. Now, the point I'm trying to make is, as a Metallica fan, sorry, Aaron, can't answer. Aaron, Classic Gamer. The point I'm trying to make is, me as a fan, should I go into this whole crazy mode because this album that came out I did not enjoy? All of a sudden I'm gonna go like, oh, Metallica, oh, this and that. I mean, there's gonna be people who are gonna be upset, of course, and they're gonna say that because it happens, they're gonna say, oh, they sold out, oh, they changed their style, this and that. But a real fan is going to a certain point, is going to overlook that. It's gonna say, you know what, I've enjoyed what they've put out so far, so this record didn't really do it for me, so I'll just wait. Maybe the next one I'll like even better. Then the second record comes out, let's say in this case Metallica Load 2. Still don't like it. That still does not make me feel to want to go into a rampage and start telling everybody, don't listen to Metallica, or no, Metallica's gonna fail because Metallica, they're not worth your time, or they're not doing their stuff right. We as Metallica fans, we have to go and get up in arms and tell Metallica how to do things, because we as fans, we have the right, to ask for what we want to in their music. Come on, get over yourself, and that is what that analogy I tried to put it into gaming as well. Case in point, Nintendo. The Nintendo Switch maybe is not the system of, that you would really want from them, but to be honest, come on, man, don't take away from Nintendo. And this, I'm trying to appeal to the gamer that has even a little bit of common sense. I'm not trying to white knight them because there have been times where Nintendo has done things that I don't agree with. That is normal. That is natural in the process of you being a fan of anything, to be honest. It could be either sports, music, art. It's always going to happen. You're not going to agree on 100% or like 100% something that comes from a certain place. There's always going to be something that you don't enjoy. So be it. Just enjoy the stuff that you do and move on, and don't try to speak for the people who are enjoying it. Don't try to rain on their parade, basically, and don't try to set it off as you being a concerned fan, because a concerned fan does not do that. Now, I know that I strayed far away from that, but now this is the part where I'll get to the third party. There was a debate going on between Super Metal Dave and PlayerEssence. Shout out to those guys, and even new guy, at least to me, I'd never seen anything from him before, retrodeath. And I was fortunate enough, between work and everything, I was fortunate enough to sit down and actually listen to those guys go back and forth and debate. And it was very interesting. And a lot of the points that I bring here were there as well. You know, you have on one side, you have a person trying to say everything, or trying to bring forward everything that's negative, that they find negative in this one company or instance. And then we have another one trying to bring common sense and say, listen, not necessarily things have to be that way. But people nowadays, and now I'm talking general, I'm not talking about Metal Dave or RetroDeath or PlayerEssence, in general, it's my opinion that this generation, for some reason, has become, I don't know, of entitlement, of people just being so fucking angry and so fucking upset about every single little detail, and they cannot wait to jump on the moment to, talk about negative stuff and put stuff down. Come on, guys, let's be real here. You like PlayStation, go for it. You like Xbox, go for it. I enjoy all of those companies and what they bring. Regardless of what I have from them currently, I have to say, even though I don't have a PlayStation 4, I don't have an Xbox One, I have to say that in the past I've enjoyed what they've brought to the table. For now, what they have is, for me, what I mentioned earlier. What they have out right now is kind of like the Load album. It's not my cup of tea, but and I have a gaming PC, so I have a little band that's taking care of me until the next record comes up. You see where I'm getting at? Now, I spoken in 22 minutes. Oh my God, it's going too long. But down to the major point, which is the third parties. I really believe that the third parties are going to come around, but everybody out there, you need to understand, this is a new platform. It is going to take time. A lot of people who complain about the third parties not coming, not being announced, kind of have this, oh my God, this selective amnesia, that they keep forgetting what is Nintendo's role in the gaming landscape nowadays. Nintendo used to be the top dog. They used to control, because they brought gaming back from death, basically, at least stateside. So of course they were very protective back in the days, back in the 80s. They had a tight control over everything, the quality of their titles, what was allowed or not. True, they made a lot of enemies doing that. One of which, or a couple of which, I'm going to mention: Electronic Arts and Activision. Now, you guys need to take into consideration, when you go talking about third parties and Nintendo and the lack of third parties, you have to understand, get yourself away from the gamer side and think business wise. Nintendo back in the day used to have a tight grip, tight control, and a lot of people, they felt they had a monopoly, and in certain ways they did. That's how they kept themselves being the top dog. Now things have changed drastically, as Nintendo went to one side and the other guys stayed the same, because that's another thing. Microsoft and Sony, when they came into the fold, they didn't reinvent the wheel. They just kept moving in the same direction, and people don't get that through their heads. If Nintendo brought the Wii concept, is because they felt that they needed to change, they needed to innovate, because for them, and I can understand that, they felt that the industry was going to stagnate. They were going just focus on graphics, and listen, they were right, because basically that's what we've been getting since Microsoft and Sony came to the fold. The last great console wars were back, in the PlayStation 1, Saturn, and Nintendo stuff. Because back in the day, you would see how unique all of the consoles were. But that's going to be a theme for another day. All I want to say is third parties and Nintendo is going to be very hard. You need to understand that Electronic Arts, before the gaming landscape, especially with companies, you would have the manufacturers, the top dogs, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, right? And you would have the smaller companies, the publishers, developers, and stuff like that, making games for that platform. It used to be back in the day that if you were a developer, you would have to prove yourself to these manufacturers in order to have your game on their system. Now things are not like that. You have to understand that. Now, developers and publishers are so big that they're not in a position where they go, oh my God, I need to put a lot of effort because I need to put my game into that platform. I want to be there. No. Now they stand back because they got tons of money and they say, no. I'll see if I want to put my game over there. If I can make enough money, or if you can make the deal even sweeter, then I'll put my game over there. How can you guys not even see that? You know how Electronic Arts have time and time again messed up stuff for Nintendo because they want their own control. It happened with the Wii U to a certain point where they wanted to have control over the online aspect of it. Nintendo said no. They did not accept it, which at a certain point even Ubisoft congratulated Nintendo for not submitting to EA's wishes. Look for it. Do a little research, and find the stuff that, is not obviously there in front of you or you don't want to look at it. But guys, at the end of the day, regardless of the company of choice for you guys as gamers, just enjoy and let people enjoy, and don't be such a negative Nancy for every single fucking thing that comes out, because that's not the way to enjoy gaming. Have fun with what you like. If there's something you don't like, just walk away and keep going. But don't ever, please don't ever try to turn that. If you're really angry, upset about something, don't try to turn yourself into a public service person trying to help a community in need because, you feel this unjust for those people. Come on, don't be such a... It's thinly veiled and it's stupid, it's ignorant. Rise above that, guys, all right? Well, that's going to be all for today. Thanks a lot for watching. I know that I didn't dive, even though the video is called 3rd-partygate. I just wanted to come up with that title because, gate, like Gamergate and all this stuff of people complaining, situations. We're in a complaining generation, People complain. I'm actually making a video about complaining, but at the end of the day, let's enjoy stuff. Let's enjoy gaming. If you're into Switch, enjoy the games like I have, and I still do, and I think I will for the time being. More games are gonna come out. Third parties are gonna be there, and the system is setting well. And once they reach a point where other companies feel that they have no other option but to not ignore the platform, they're gonna be there. Hell, you're gonna get tired of seeing games there, but for the time being, just chill. And if you don't like what's there, then move on, get something else and play in the meantime, and just enjoy and have fun. Don't ruin it for the rest of us. All right, take care, guys. See you next time on Unfiltered 3, and soon in RCT I'll be back with Darius Burst, and also this week I'll probably stream something on Twitch with Neo Geo on the Switch. So far I've bought tons of games of Neo Geo Classics, so I'll be doing some of that. You guys take care, have fun, and be good. See you guys later.